You know when you see those really serene and peaceful time-lapse builds that people do, a little bit of really nice music, some nice camera work that goes around, and the player is going like crazy back and forth, up and down, all that sort of thing. Looks really nice, doesn't it? Well, let me tell you, it takes weeks. Last week I said, well, last week to you, but it's been about 2 months for me. I said I was going to build a nice little base, a starter base. And I had some ideas for it. I had some requirements I wanted for it. Well, playing vanilla Minecraft when you're trying to do a fairly complex build, I say fairly complex because it is still a starter house, but it's pretty complex, you'll see. Doing it in vanilla Minecraft, I'm not used to that. I'm used to being able to call up creative mode and grab myself some birch planks, some spruce logs, some concrete powder. But I couldn't do that here. I had to stay true to my word. I had to stay vanilla. So I had to go out, chop my own trees. I had to go gather the sand, gather the gravel to make the concrete. I had to, and because I wanted a deep slate tile roof, I had to go digging. But more about that later. Right now, I'm going to show you my little time lapse. And as I said, it took me 2 months. Let me explain that a little bit. First of all, I'm new to this vanilla building. So there's that. Gathering the resources, that was a lot harder than I expected it to be perfectly honest. I was also, you'll notice about a third of the way into this time lapse, if you decide to go that far, I switch into wearing my armor and carrying a shield. Well, that's because I was chopping down a tree, and actually it was one of those 2x2 spruce trees. So I was chopping myself a staircase up, and I was about halfway up the trunk. I was ambushed by a pillager patrol. Well, they kept coming back. Pillager patrols kept stopping by during this whole process, and if they were in the distance, I let them be. Go about your business, good sir. Don't let me bother you. If they got close to my stuff, I went out and I told them what for. I only got killed once, surprisingly enough, and I didn't get to kill a captain, so I don't have anything off my board yet, but I managed to get the rest of them. And so that was kind of neat. Enderman everywhere. They're like spiders. If I see a spider in my house, I let it be unless it comes into my personal space, and then I smite it. Endermen were coming around everywhere. If they got into my space and they were interfering with my build, well, I had words to say to that. And I'm really tired of having to look down whenever I see one. That just bothers me. You know, I'm going to look them right in the eye and see what comes of it. Also, my partner and I, we were packing up our house, putting it all into the back of a 45-foot coach bus and moving across the country. That happened, and here we are. So when I was building this house, I knew I needed two things. I needed it to, I wanted it to go out over the edge of that cliff that's right in front of me there, which I'm not going to show you because that would show you the house. I wanted it to have a tower. Like, this is not much of a tower, but it helped a little bit when I was off in the distance trying to find my way back for my adventures. If I could see this beacon, I knew that was home and I wanted to head for it. And I knew that the new house, the new starter base, had to have that as well. And it had to be bigger and more pronounced. And this one surely is. And then I found a photograph on Instagram, of all places, that I really liked, that looked like a house I could live in and build onto as a starter base. And so I just tried to recreate it here in Minecraft, which is something I've done before and worked really well. So anyway, enough of that. Enough of me rambling. Here's the time lapse. What do you think? Not too bad, huh? If I do say so myself. And I do. I do have some thoughts on landscaping. I want to do some terrace farming, maybe along the side of the hill, a little to the, I don't know, I'm going to say left because I don't know if it's north or south or what it is. I think it's actually south. Anyway, if you're standing on the deck and you're looking to the left, that's where I want to do some terrace farming. I think it'd be nice. A little, some stone walls, some fields, all sort of following the curve. It'll be very pretty. I haven't done anything on the inside yet. I have some ideas, so that's why I didn't show you that. And some other things I want to do. I'm not the best at texturing walls or adding the little details. I'm still working on getting to that level, getting to a point rather where I'm comfortable. Ooh, what's that? Something's not happy. Anyway, I'm still getting to that point. So why am I down here, you ask? Well, this is where I got on my deep slate. It goes a little bit deeper, not too much, but wherever you see earth here, dirt, is where I ran into a void. And anybody who's dug down into the Minecraft world knows that there are lots of voids. Some water tables, you can see water dripping somewhere. You can hear the bats around here. I want to show you this. Right down there is a really neat little cave. Goes a little bit further down and around, and I am eager to explore that. So that, oops, that was not what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. So next week, I'm going to go on another expedition. I'm going to set up a little base camp right here. I'm going to use that water that you just saw and put a little water column down to the bottom so I have a way to get back up as well as get down safely, light it up, and go exploring. And we'll see how that goes. This will be pretty much my first real caving experience. You've seen me go into caves, you know, not really caving. Not like this. This is deep in the earth. There's no easy way out into the overworld, into the sun. So this is going to be fun, and I'm going to die, and we'll both enjoy it. All right. Thanks very much for tuning in, and I'll see you next week.